This is Bruce Buffer, and this is the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time for the MMA-Holes!
Mixed martial a-holes. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes. You like to be a mixed martial a-hole. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes.
No way.
From the Solstice Studios of Arizona, Bobby Knuckles versus Darren Till this Saturday, Friday night. 2 fight cards, Bare Knuckle versus Bellator. Holm Aldana is not happening. Kaleb Harris is going to be live from Bare Knuckle FC with the MMA-Holes. There's just too much going on tonight. There's too much show that we're giving these wonderful, wonderful people tonight. And I don't know. This is crazy. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this, Jesse.
So what are we talking about?
We got a lot of shit tonight.
You ran out of time.
Yeah, man. Did you hear that intro?
Oh.
Yeah. Welcome.
Oh.
Yeah, I just babbled about a million things. Look at us old shit. Jam-packed show. The MMA Holes have a jam-packed show. And it's going to be wonderful, wonderful. JBH, wonderful. How are you?
Whoa, that is fucking awesome, Moss. I'm wonderful, wonderful. How about you?
Wonderful,
Look
wonderful.
at that.
You like that,
Why
right?
did you do that?
Don't worry about it.
Wait, stay silent. Wait, go back. Oh.
Yes.
That's cool.
You like that?
I like that.
That's right, professional. All right. Yeah, that's what I was this morning. That's what I was playing with. I was playing a lot of things this morning,
That's
and
cool.
that was one of them.
Good job, Moss.
So thank you.
Nailed it.
Listen, here's the deal. We have a lot of stuff to get to, so we're going to jump into the news. We're going to talk about the fights this weekend. Friday night, not only are we doing Fuka Friday, but we are also doing a Fight Buddies. Now, you have Bellator and you have Bare Knuckle FC. Both are back. And the question, Jesse, I think I know the answer, but let me ask you, what are you more excited about?
Oh, why would you do this to me?
Pettis Bendejas, which is a pretty good fight. And Bare Knuckles got Kaleb. So
I was just gonna say, and we have Kaleb on tonight. You can't ask me this question. I'm excited. I'm equally excited for both. I'm excited Bare Knuckles coming back because I think it's more violent and more fun. But I'm also excited to have a nice fight night on a Saturday night. That's what we look forward to every weekend. So.
Yes, that's right. Now, it's got Isaac Avale Flag versus Luis Palomino. That is the main event, but who cares about that fight? Frank Tate versus Dylan Checkler. Who cares? This is what we care about. The Lionheart back in the ring with Elvin Leon Brito.
The squared circle.
That's right. These two are going to be throwing hands, and if you haven't seen Bare Knuckle, well, listen, knuckle up. It's going to be a bumpy ride. It's going to be great. Friday night.
Big Paulie says every time he farts, blood comes out, Moss.
Well, listen, that's everyone. That happens to all of us. We all fart blood here on the MMA Holes. It's a requirement. You look at the Bellator card that is on Friday night, which honestly, until maybe this morning, I had no idea Bellator was going. Sergio versus Ricky Bandejas. Ricky Bandejas is pretty good. So Sergio has his hands full with this fight. Bantamweight event. You have Jason Jackson versus Jordan Mean. You got Taiwan Claxton versus J.J. Wilson. That's a good scrap, too. Taiwan's a beast, and J.J. undefeated twink. Aaron Pico back, and you know he likes to put people to sleep or get put to sleep, versus Solo Hatley Jr. And then Ricky Bandejas. There's your main event. Sergio Pettis, yeah. So that's it.
Hijuela.
That's it. I don't know, where is this at? This is Mohegan Sun, Connecticut. So, where is Bare Knuckle at? I don't even know. Mississippi. Mississippi's the place. Mississippi don't play. This is where they have people. Listen,
Yeah, right
real
down
beatings.
there in Mississippi, Moss.
Real beatings in Mississippi. So bare knuckle, I'm really excited to see BKFC 11 that's happening. Now, I don't know what this is on. I'm going to have to ask Kaleb. Is it on Fight TV? Is it on... What the hell is it on?
It should say it on there, right?
I don't know. I don't see it.
No, go back to the event.
Yeah, so look at Tapology. It doesn't like to go back anymore.
All right.
There it is.
Oh.
Let's see. Live on...
This is internet stream.
Internet stream. So I think Fight TV is going to have it. We'll look into it. Bare Knuckle TV. Well, I don't know. Who cares?
It's weird.
We'll figure it out. Anyway, and you got Bobby Knuckles versus Darren Till that's happening as well.
Oh, yeah, baby.
A lot of stuff. How about this picture of Kaleb Harris strutting? What is this about? What is this?
I found it on Instagram.
Calvin Klein?
I thought it was, I don't know. I thought it was pretty badass, so I threw it on the thumbnail. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess because I was looking through his Instagram and I noticed like every time we have Kaleb on, we always just do his head, you know? And I was like, let's do something that's not just his head.
Yeah, let's get his body in there.
So this one's all badass, so I figure let's throw this one in there.
When we have him on, we should have him do that walk that he's doing. You know, that I'm gonna kick your ass walk. I like that shirt, by the way. We got to get one of those Lionheart shirts.
It says "Wonderful, Wonderful" on it.
Yeah, I can't believe it. They have our slogan on his shirt. That's great.
Oh,
I can't believe you did that. So nice of Kaleb. All right, so anyway, let's get to the first story in the news. Jesse,
Okay.
what do we got?
So you're gonna have to actually. Okay, you got it. So John Jones moving up to heavyweight. I'm sure pretty much everybody's heard about this already, but there's a little bit of a backstory behind it. So I did pull it upon Moss's request. According to CBS Sports, John Jones is hurt by the UFC's refusal to pay extra money for his move to heavyweight to take on Francis Ngannou. John Jones insists he's serious about moving up to heavyweight to fight dangerous slugger Francis Ngannou. The problem, according to the UFC light heavyweight champion, is the promotion isn't willing to pay him extra to do so. Jones brought the results of his negotiation with UFC public on Thursday during a multi-tweet rant on social media. After years of teasing an eventual move up in weight, Jones finally appeared ready after the idea of a fight against Ngannou seemed to materialize out of nowhere in the past week after the two exchanged trash talk. Here's what he tweeted. Before even discussing numbers, the UFC was unwilling to pay more for the Francis super fight. For me to move to heavyweight, said I could possibly earn more in pay-per-view buys. Now, hold on one second. I just lost. Late Thursday, Jones went on to explain his stance even further during an exclusive interview with the MMA Roadshow on with John Morgan, in which...
Hi, I'm John Morgan. I'm fat.
Wonderful.
Wait, not those yet, Moss.
I know. I'm queuing everything up. Go ahead.
Oh, man. Jones said, quote, honestly, I'm just in a spot where I'm shocked. I feel like the UFC has told me and my management team for years that if I ever wanted to reach a certain level in the sport and really get to a certain level of pay, that I had to take the really big fights and I had to be kind of step up out of my comfort zone and be willing to take those mega fights, and specifically the heavyweight division. The UFC clearly told me that they would redo my contract the day I went to heavyweight, and it would be a totally different deal. So I've always held that in my back pocket. That's my goal is to fight.
Other hand are cigarettes. That's my Alanis Morissette, Jesse.
Wonderful, wonderful.
I got one hand in my pocket and the other one on a cigarette.
Okay.
Wonderful, wonderful.
More impressions we need on the MMA holes. For sure.
He continued to say, that's my goal, is to fight at light heavyweight for a long time until I got to a place that I've got nothing else to prove, and then retire as a heavyweight with some real big fights. Risk putting it all in on the line against these guys that could cause some serious damage. Thursday, I found out that that's just simply not happening, and it's upsetting. I feel like someone's put a little bit of a limit on my ceiling. Neither UFC nor President Dana White has commented on John Jones's claim, which is consistent with the promotion's stance on not discussing negotiations publicly. The 33-year-old Ngannou, however, who is fresh off of a scary streak of 4 victories via first-round knockout, shared his immediate disappointment on social media. This is what he tweeted. The first tweet was, in my opinion, the UFC aren't willing to make this John fight happen, or at least for what it's worth.
You got to read it like Ngannou, though.
No. And then he continued by saying, number 2, no title fight, no super fight. Who knows when going to be my next fight? Hope it's not in another 11 months or so. # this is sucks.
This is sucks. He's right.
So
This is sucks. This is sucks. This is sucks. Jesse. This is sucks. This is sucks, Jesse. All right. John Jones going to heavyweight. We all know what the plan is. And I don't blame him. Because this is sucks. The plan is to fight the winner of Stipe and DC. That would be the plan, right?
Well,
he did everything he had to do at light heavyweight.
Now there's not like really much of a plan because John Jones is saying that it's like the UFC doesn't even want it to happen. They're not willing to pay him the extra money they promised.
Oh, he will fight at heavyweight. You could lock it up. Right, Connor? You could lock that up. This man is bulking up. He's getting ready to go to heavyweight. And what is he going to do? He's going to sit back, throw some popcorn in his face, and watch what happens between Stipe and DC. Now, both guys could retire after that fight. But would you retire when they throw a John Jones coming up fight, a super fight? You know, a lot of money involved? No. Stipe, I think, would take something like that. And I think DC would be like, you know what? Let's go for it. Let's go for the trill.
Well, DC said he would fight John Jones at heavyweight.
So that is the plan. That's what I think it is. John Jones versus Ngannou. Right now, no, I don't see that. Maybe if Bones takes the heavyweight strap away from one of those guys and Ngannou's floating around, maybe he has to defend against Ngannou. But right now, it doesn't make sense to fight Francis. I say Bones waits for the winner.
Sense.
Well, listen, it makes sense if you want to see John get his face beaten.
Because what sense does it make for him to move up to heavyweight and then immediately get the jump to fighting the winner of DC Stipe? That doesn't make any sense.
I'm talking about John Jones.
Yes?
What makes sense to John Jones?
Right, but that doesn't make sense to UFC.
Well,
UFC's going to give Ngannou, and then they're going to probably give the winner of that, the winner of DC
Wait, hold on a second. You're telling me that the UFC would be like, nah, we're going to... I mean, they've fucked over Ngannou so many times. You mean they're going to tell me if John Jones is in the mix to fight for a title at heavyweight,
they would have John Jones fight Ngannou because Ngannou already made comments about it, that the UFC just doesn't want this fight to happen. Ngannou even wants this fight to happen.
Man, you don't know the UFC. The UFC will not do that.
I know well enough to know that they would put that fight together.
Man, you're thinking logical, and that's not what the UFC is thinking. The UFC is thinking
the UFC
money.
Always thinks logical.
They're
and
thinking
that is
money.
That is money. Because Ngannou has become a gatekeeper, but... what is one of the biggest names you know in the heavyweight division? Francis Ngannou. So that is money.
You know what Ngannou is?
John Jones versus the
you know what Ngannou
anyways.
is? Ngannou is the male Chris Cyborg. How they treated Chris Cyborg. They fucked her over and over again.
But Chris Cyborg, it was difficult to find
belt.
opponents for Chris Cyborg. It's not difficult to find opponents for Ngannou.
Yeah, it is. You know why?
Why?
Because no one wants to fight the dude. John Jones could have fought Ngannou.
He had his last 4 fights. They were his opponents were up to fight him.
John Jones had the ability to fight Francis Ngannou. And what did he do? I'm retiring.
But he's saying now that he wants to fight him.
Why you believe this shit?
Because why? What? I don't know. I believe that John Jones really does want to fight Ngannou, and I believe
he
Ngannou
doesn't.
would take that fight because it's money.
He said because of money, yes. And what's going to make him more money? Fighting the winner, DC and Stipe.
You're talking about the UFC screwing over Ngannou. What better way to screw over Ngannou than just to have someone who has never been in the heavyweight division before automatically get a chance at a title shot?
Man.
That makes no sense.
Jesse. All right, let's see what the chat says. I mean, we agree to disagree. Severely.
Oh, the Great Yash says Stipe beat up in Francis, and so would John Jones. Matt Stone says Pale Monkey air fryers are great because they can cook fast and use less energy and time than a full oven. Boss Kogar says Sean Hart. Rick DeSarley says Christmas in Arizona. LOL.
I want to know what is next for Johnny Bones Jones.
What does the chat say? Justin Jr. says his head hurts. Maximilian Ngannou versus Jones. Nicole, what's up, Nicole? Says, thank you, Matt Stone. Justin says, Jones ain't going up. Ruben Rivera says, champions going for another belt. They tend to skip the rankings. Dr. Dickass in the chat says, Francis will get raped by Jones. What's wrong, Moss?
No comment.
What, you don't like Dr. Dickass?
I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. Go ahead.
Hey JVH, what's up, Nicole? Matt Stone says Nicole Wilson, hope it works out. Boss Kogar and Ngannou and DC versus Stipe and Jones tag team. Uchiha Pass says Ngannou is too black for Picoroid Jones. Picoroid.
That's a good point. It's a very good point.
Alex Level says Dickass announced a rape. Sean Hart is sick of fighters jumping lines, but Jones should have a shot if he wants it. Why I can't read tonight, Moss.
That's all right. They're going really slow
my
tonight,
words.
so don't worry about it. It's okay. We got Kaleb Harris. You're nervous, about the big interview.
I'm nervous.
Yeah.
About what?
That's why he can't read. You're nervous about the big interview.
No, I feel like you can't catch my breath tonight.
You know why? Because you're incredibly wrong about this situation. That's why, Jesse.
Yeah?
Yes, that's right. John Jones is going to fight the winner of Stipe and DC. That's going to happen. Mark my words. You could lock that shit up. You could put that shit in a box, seal it up, lock it up. Right there. Wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful.
Let's get to the next story. Oh, whoa. The hell was that? Did you see that? What the hell just flew by?
I felt the wind of the wings.
You are the wind beneath my wings. Fly, fly.
Wonderful.
Did you just make that up?
No, it's Bette Midler.
You're singing Bette Midler?
I'm a big Bette Midler fan, Jess. I'm a closet Bette Midler fan. All right, go ahead.
All right. UFC Fight Island 2 medical suspensions. I'm sure you can assume who's the first one to get suspended, Moss, from the fight night.
Let me guess. The man who, by the way, I want to put the picture that Pulse put. I didn't put it on the community section, but let me dip into the Discord. Let me guess. Hold on. Oh, by the way, Sean Hart, welcome to the Discord, the $5 patron courtesy of Roberto Hernandez. Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Roberto. Look at what a fucking beast Roberto is. All right. What the hell did you just do? Squeeze the shit out? What was that? What was that?
Oh, fuck. I crack myself up sometimes, Moss.
Well, that's good. All right. Let's see. Discord. Yeah, it's asking me to download. I don't want to download it. I want to put it up. Pull it up. Why is it asking me to download this shit? Why can't I just go into the Discord?
Because for Windows, Moss.
Yeah, I don't want to download it.
Open Discord in your browser.
Yeah, do that. Open in the browser.
This fucking guy.
Listen, don't curse, Jesse. This is a family show.
She cracked an egg.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. You sat on an egg, you cracked it. It's a chicken. Okay, let's see. I want to pull up Pulse put a picture in there. Pulse has been killing it with the memes.
Oh, I saw it. Was it the cuddling picture?
Was that the medical suspension you were talking about?
No. Oh, but he did get medically suspended. But
that's the one I was thinking of.
But no, I was talking about Carolina, the knee bar.
Oh, yeah.
When her leg went all the way.
Take a look at this picture. Take a look. How great is this? Hey, let me get a little closer. I didn't put it on the community section because I didn't want a lot of crying. So I decided, let's just show this on the show. Now, Jess, what do you think about this picture over here? I mean, I think it's a little uncalled for.
I think it's...
Wonderful.
I thought it was so fun. Like, I just don't get it. I don't get the saltiness, man. It's so funny.
What a nice picture. They're celebrating, Jesse. And look at how Megan's looking at him. Like she's really into him, huh? That's a shout out to Pulse. See, your patron. You get to get like quality content like that from Pulse Reloaded. That's great, huh?
It's great.
That should have been the thumbnail. The picture. That's tasteless. That's uncalled for. You are ridiculous. I'm going to thumbs down immediately. Immediately. All right, give me the suspensions.
Okay. So Figueiredo, mandatory 7-day suspension. Not bad. Benavidez, suspended for 45 days for forehead laceration and 30 days no contact. So he can't train or anything for about a month. Hermanson, mandatory 7-day for Gaslam. So both not bad. Fiziev, suspended 30 days for a hard bout, 21 days no contact. Casey, 30 days hard bout, 21 days no contact. Ariane Lipski, mandatory 7-day suspension. No harm, no foul. Luana Carolina, however, the knee bar, suspended 180 days or until cleared by a left knee MRI. Minimum suspension 30 days with 21 days no contact.
I mean, I tell you, getting your knee bent in that direction like that.
Yeah,
oh
I mean,
God.
Something definitely popped out.
I feel like you could never recuperate from something like that, you know? Don't certain birds walk around with their knee on the back of their leg? Maybe she'll be a bird, Jess. That type of bird, you know? Birds have the knees on the back of their legs. No?
Yeah.
Okay.
All the rest of them are just like pretty much everybody got some kind of suspension, 7-day suspension or just like time to heal and stuff. But no, Ramos got 45
Wait, did you say heal, Jesse? Did you say heal? Because Kelvin Gastelum, he doesn't like the word heal anymore.
What? Oh.
He doesn't like that, Jesse. He doesn't like
Nailed
that.
it.
Right now, if you say heel and he's listening to the podcast, he's like, oh, he just flinches. He doesn't like that.
Yeah.
How about, I mean, this really has nothing to do with the suspensions, but we're talking like, you know, about these fighters and coming back. And Anthony Smith was talking about, I don't know if you have a story on this, but he was talking about how they're not disclosing the purses,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Do you have a story on that? No.
Negative. But I know what you're talking about. You want me to
Yeah, it
tell
was
it?
actually pretty interesting. And yeah, go ahead, explain it if you'd like.
So Anthony Smith is basically saying that all fighters hate the Nevada State Athletic Commission, regardless of whether it has to do with the pay or not, because the commission is constantly looking for things to nail fighters on and get them in trouble for. And fighters, it's like the police for fighters, and they try to stay as far away from the commission as they can. And he basically said, "We hate you," to the commission.
Anthony Smith, he just went crazy about this. He made a really good point. You know, talking about the not disclosing the purses. That how are they going to negotiate? How are these fighters going to be able to, you know, say, hey, listen, this guy beat that guy and got paid this. Pay me that. I never even thought of that. So that's a great point by Anthony Smith. But he went fucking hard, saying we hate you, hate you.
Here's the thing, though, and I totally get where he's coming from, but you have to consider, too, it's just for Nevada right now. Like, all the other commissions are still releasing, and he even said that 90% of the time, the numbers that they release aren't even right. They're not even, like, the correct purse that they actually, because nobody actually sees the contracts. So if he's trying to negotiate from a fighter who recently fought in Nevada, then I can see that. But all the other states and places that they're fighting in, they're still releasing the purses there. So they still could technically negotiate. You know?
Yeah. I'm just seeing Raul. What's wrong, man? What's the problem? And my name is
We all
M-O-S.
know who Raul is.
No, I don't give a fuck who he is. But his name is Raul. It's Raul Perez. That's his name. Raul. That's his name. That's not Mas. It's Mas. You got to spell the name right. You got to say it with respect. You got to say it with respect because, listen, every time you bring up my name, it makes my head even bigger than it already is. And we don't need that, you know? Raul. You think his name's really Raul?
No.
Raul. My name is Raul. Mas. My name is Raul. Your name is now Mas. Okay, let's move on.
All right.
Oh, look at that picture.
So this is an old story, but I just saw it today. I know we were discussing a little bit about it a couple days ago, but this article came out today from Bloody Elbow.
Yes.
And it just goes further into Khabib wanting Gaethje to fight McGregor, and Gaethje ended up saying no. So, hold on, let me just get there. All right. Here. Oh wait, Mom, just get one.
Super chat.
Hold on a second. We got a donation coming in.
Oh shite.
It's Michael
What's up,
Lareda,
guys? John
and
Jones
it's not playing
want
sound.
No part of Ngannou.
That's awesome. What's up, guys? John Jones wants no part of Ngannou. This is Michael Lareda. Thank you for the donation. Don't know why there's no sound in the donation, but we see it, and it's wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Michael. Michael, a beast. Absolute beast.
Whoop whoop. Okay. So it was Ali Abdullah Sleaze that said that Khabib wanted Gaethje to fight McGregor. According to Bloody Elbow, Khabib Nurmagomedov's return remains up in the air at this point. That also leaves interim champion Justin Gaethje hanging in the air as far.
Wait, hold on a second.
as
Hold on a
his
second. I'm
title
sorry.
shot.
They said they heard it on their side. What in the holy hell? Hold on a second. Let me try to play it again. They're saying they hear it. What? That is crazy. I feel like I'm in the twilight. How did they hear it? But I didn't hear it. Did you hear it, Jess?
I heard it.
Okay, you're lying. We all know you're lying. All right. What the hell? That's weird, man.
Oh man, that was funny, Moss.
Let's try this again. What the hell's going on? Do they hear it? I don't know.
Maybe they're teasing you.
That's fucking weird, man. Someone is lying. All right, who gives a fuck? I honestly don't care.
Okay. Khabib Nurmagomedov's return remains up in the air at this point. That also leaves interim champ Justin Gaethje hanging in the air as far as his title shot goes. In a recent conversation with TMZ Sports, their manager Ali Abdelaziz recently declared Khabib versus Gaethje a certainty for 2020. In that same interview, Abdelaziz also revealed that The Eagle wanted Gaethje to take on another major fight instead of waiting in ambiguity. He said, quote, Khabib told me to tell Justin to go fight Conor. Justin said no. Conor, right now, he can be a backup fighter. He can go make weight and maybe he can make some money. Conor, he can go fight Nate, fight Masvidal. We're not interested in fighting him. Abdelaziz had actually plotted McGregor's path to a Khabib rematch, saying, quote, he needs to get some wins and he needs to fight some good opponents. I said the only way he fights Khabib is if he fights Islam Makhachev, then Khabib will fight him. UFC President Dana White expects McGregor to be back in 2021, but as of right now, it looks like the Notorious is pretty satisfied with retirement life. And there is a tweet there of McGregor smoking marijuana.
I fixed it, Jesse. Now I hear it.
I want to see a staring contest between Gaethje and Till. Both only have one eye, so it would last for eternity.
Yeah, you know what? That would be pretty good, right? I finally heard it, Jesse. Yes.
Yay.
I would like to see that too. Wouldn't you like to see that? I mean, both of them are cyclopses, right? Why not have these two staring at each other? Hey!
They said it echoed.
It echoed? Oh, my fucking God. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. So we heard it, but now it's echoing.
Raul says he's not a subscriber to this crappy podcast. You're not a subscriber, but you're giving us watch time.
Ah! Go fucking mother!
Boom, roasted.
I think I fixed it. I don't
You
even
suck.
know.
Boom,
Oh, no, I
roasted.
didn't.
Now you can't hear it anymore.
Sup MMA-Holes. Fun question since bare knuckle boxing returning. If you can get two UFC fighters to fight in that style, who do you choose?
All right, so it read it there, Jesse. What did it say? I don't know. What, it's not reading it to us. What the hell's going on? I think Raul's hacked us.
It says, Sup MMA-Holes, fun question since bare knuckle boxing returning. If you can get two UFC fighters to fight in that style, who do you choose? Ooh.
Well, that's a good question.
Two UFC fighters.
Who would you choose? Bare knuckle style. Let's pick some guys up top. Listen, you know who I'm picking. You know who I'm picking.
Two
I'm picking the
fighters.
McNuggets, of course.
A BKFC.
I want to see Conor versus. Hold on, let me think. Actually, Conor and Justin would be fun in bare knuckle. I want to see Conor and Justin regardless. I want to see them two fight.
I want
Rumble
to see...
Johnson. Oh, good.
No, wait. I haven't thought about it yet. Go ahead.
What?
I
Rumble versus Francis Ngannou. Make that happen in bare knuckle. But yeah.
I think Israel Adesanya versus
Israel Adesanya.
John Jones.
They can't kick.
BKFC. That's what I'm saying.
But John Jones is a shitty boxer. Why would you want to pick? Why would you pick that?
It's a good fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let them brawl.
That sounds terrible.
Sounds great. They can't do anything else. So
John, he's like, I can't throw elbows. I can't throw knees. I can't. What? How am I gonna? What? No, no one wants to see that. You take away both of their like spectacular tools. But you got to get guys that fucking throw hard hands. You got to get like Rumble. I mean, Rumble would be freaking. It would be nuts. Imagine that guy's power with no gloves. Jorge Masvidal, someone said. Imagine that. A Jorge Masvidal. That's why you couldn't see like a Tony Ferguson in bare knuckle boxing. It just wouldn't work. You know, he's a great fighter in MMA, but with the bare knuckle boxing, it wouldn't
Ferguson
work.
would be great in
Because you want to see the knees and the elbows and all that crazy shit. And
no, strip them down.
Nate Diaz.
Strip them down and see how good of a fighter they really are.
You want to see with Nate Diaz, his face would just be all cut up. They would stop the fight in the first round because his face wouldn't be able to pass. Who would you want to see? That's a good question, though, from the chat.
Super chat.
I think this one worked. I think I can.
Tyson versus Ngannou.
Tyson versus Ngannou bare knuckle. Is that what you want to see?
That's
Okay.
a good one. I like that.
Yeah, but Tyson would die. Now,
What?
Prime Tyson or 54-year-old Tyson?
I mean,
Yeah,
does it matter?
Yes, it matters. I don't want to see a fucking 50-something-year-old Tyson versus Ngannou right now. No, I don't want to see that. That'd be unless you want to see Tyson die. No way, man. No way, Jose. All right, what else we got?
Robert Whittaker says Israel Adesanya has the skill set to beat Paulo Costa.
Hold on, this isn't Tyson Fury. Well, Tyson Fury, that's a different story. You got to think Tyson Fury would win, though. Too smart. Not many places to run, though.
Sounded for Life says Moss versus Jess, and I say let's do it.
If you're gonna do it, you gotta do Wilder versus Ngannou. That is the fight to make in bare knuckle. Actually, in boxing, that is the fight to make because Wilder can't piece together a combination, right? So you got two guys with the knockout power. I want to see Wilder versus Ngannou. Show me that. Let's go with that one. By the way, they said Triple G versus Canelo, the third one. Any interest? I would imagine no. Jesse's not interested. I don't blame you. Canelo is pushing 40 now. Although Canelo did do a number. I mean, not Canelo. Triple G's pushing 40. But I would watch it. Watch the first two. We actually streamed the first two. No interest, huh?
Nah.
Okay. Fair enough. We're an MMA show, so you're allowed to not have interest.
Okay. Whittaker says Israel Adesanya has the skill set to beat Paulo Costa in UFC 253. According to MMA Junkie, Robert Whittaker thinks Israel Adesanya has the tools to defeat Costa and retain his UFC middleweight title. Former UFC middleweight champ Whittaker is ideally placed to give his assessment on Adesanya, having recently lost his title to the last stylebender this past October at UFC 243. Adesanya is set to face Costa in the main event of UFC 253 on September 19th, and while Whittaker acknowledges Costa's strength, he thinks Adesanya has what it takes to get the job done. Despite just losing his title and taking some time off to recharge, Whittaker finds himself potentially one fight away from another crack at the title. He faces Darren Till in Saturday's UFC on ESPN 14 main event at Flash Forum at Yas Island, but Whittaker admits he's not focused on title implications and is just happy to be back. He said, quote, "Honestly, the world is my oyster where I'm sitting, and I guess my biggest thing is I want to enjoy it and earn a living, and that's it. As a team, as a family, we're doing it together, so I've got to be happy with that."
Well, all right. I got to say, Whittaker versus Till is a fascinating fight. I'm looking very much forward to this card that's happening this Saturday. We'll be reacting to it. So if you're not subscribed, give us a sub. But I'm curious. I'm worried. I'm worried as a Whittaker supporter that we are going to see a guy. He looks great in the interviews, but he looked great in the interviews against Adesanya when that fight was coming up. I'm a little nervous that Bobby Knuckles, maybe that's it for him. I'm kind of scared, Jesse. What do you think?
No. You're scared of what?
What the hell did I just say to you?
I missed the first part. Just repeat it. Why
How do you
have to make a big deal about everything? Just fucking repeat it. If I say scared of what, just repeat it.
We have a talk show
Good for you.
where we talk to each other.
Cool. Repeat
You
it.
miss half the things I say to you.
Do
Look
I
at
put
the
you on
donkey.
blast every time you miss something?
Look at the donkey and look at my cut on my finger. All right. Okay, let me repeat myself.
Thank you.
So it's fucking crazy. So Bobby Knuckles, I'm worried as a Bobby Knuckles fan that his head might not be screwed on straight.
Yeah, I had brought this up a while ago. I don't think his head's screwed on straight.
So you're thinking Darren Till is going to take him out?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, but you're a Till supporter. Are you doing it because he has Hillary Clinton on his arm?
Yes.
Is that why? Okay. What do you think in the chat? Till? Knuckles? What do you think? Who's going to get the W? Who's going to get the win? Is Whittaker done? All right. Let's see the chat. Jesse goes Tinkles. I got you. Hey, I saw it. Donkey. Yeah, it was a donkey running by. That was an MMA-Holes donkey. JBH Pale won't repeat himself when I don't hear him. Yeah, but you're not talking in front of 200 people. He's supposed to listen then. Glad Master not talking over your old man. Mark Hunt versus Bigfoot. Want Bobby Knuckles. Hard to call. This kind of want to see Till win, says Ruben. I'm kind of with you, though. I'm secretly rooting for Till because I think he's funnier. Till's shin is suspect. Till. 50-50 as of right now. I'm taking Till because of Robert's mental health issues and his past. Whittaker, 4th TKO. No fighter has their head screwed in on Bobby Knuckles for the win. Mike Tyson versus Ngannou money fight, bro. Because she hears me, just doesn't listen. Rai. Till will get knocked out. It's Khabib time. So saying, you know what? I mean, I think that is the method of that's going to be how Whittaker's going to get it done. He's got to knock Till out. And I hope he does. But yet I'm rooting for Till. I don't even know. This is a great fight because I either way, I'm happy. I just think there's just more to make of Till if he wins, and then talking about him versus Adesanya, if Adesanya beats Costa, and that's not a layup. But throwing Till into the mix with a title shot and stuff like that, that has my interest. Before it didn't, but ever since he started putting his face on everyone's bodies, now I'm in. I'm locked in. I'm locked and loaded. So Till versus Whittaker this Saturday. But before that goes down, we still have 2 cards, and that's Bare Knuckle FC on Friday night and Bellator. So now the question I have for the chat is this. What are you more interested on Friday? We'll be covering both, but leaning probably more towards Bare Knuckle because our buddy Caleb's fighting on the card. So what are you leaning more towards in the chat? What do you say? Let's see. I'm more Bare Knuckle. That's what I'm doing. Jess, have you made a decision yet, or you want to?
I said equal in the beginning of the show.
You're equal. All right, she's taking an equal. Ah, yes.
Fook Till says Ann H. Ruben Rivera says Bare Knuckles. Gary Banjo Sandwich says BKFC. Mike H. says both. Alex Level Henry Solstice, congrats on getting the studio back, man. Cole Vick says check out BKFC. Palomino has the hardest hands Gaethje ever felt. Theo Gate says, I have watched every tough season and every fight, but I find myself not interested in these new fighters near as much. Nicole Wilson says none. Both says Dan Jones. KCO says Love wins. Fuka Friday says Lil D. Dr. Dickass says BKFC. Bellator be damned. Sean Hart says Kaleb Harris. Our man is so gonna support him. Stephanie Ritchie says Bear. Justin Jr. says UFC and BKFC only for Caleb. Boss Kogar says, was it a good pee, JBH? It was the best pee I've ever had in my entire life. Thank you for asking.
It was quite the tinkle, huh?
Justin Jr. says, Allers got taken off the card. He was a main event. Pale Monkey says, Fook Nicole. And he says, let's go, JBH.
My God, they're fighting in the chat. The Nicole versus Pale saga continues. And we move on to the next story. Kaleb Harris will be coming on very shortly, so hang in there. 15 more minutes. We'll drag Kaleb back on the show. Love talking to Kaleb, and he's fighting on this card. Look at this over here. This is Quarantine Kaleb, and this is Fight Kaleb. Quarantine Kaleb, Fight Kaleb. That's happening this Friday, and good luck to Kaleb Harris. We'll talk to him. Get your questions ready. And next story, JBH.
Darren Till is only interested in a title fight against Israel Adesanya with a win at UFC on ESPN 14 this weekend. According to MMA Fighting, if Darren Till beats Robert Whittaker at this weekend's fights, he doesn't see his road ahead leading anywhere but to a showdown with reigning middleweight champ Israel Adesanya. After knocking off one-time interim title challenger Kelvin Gastelum by split decision in his debut at 185 pounds, and with a fight scheduled with a former champ this weekend, Till can't fathom why he would entertain any other fight in the division should he win on Saturday night. This past weekend, Jack Hermanson picked up a statement win of his own against Gastelum with a nasty first-round heel hook. Afterwards, he called for the winner of the upcoming fight between Till and Whittaker as his next opponent. While Till isn't discounting Hermanson or anybody else in the division, he just believes a title fight against Adesanya is a natural next step for him with a victory. Of course, Adesanya has his own business to handle when he faces off with ferocious Brazilian knockout artist Paulo Costa at UFC 253 in September. Then again, Till isn't totally convinced that fight will actually happen, which is why he'll be staying ready for the call just in case. It's evident that Till has his sights set on Adesanya and the middleweight title, but he's not opposed to a fight against Costa either if he wins in September. That said, Till truly believes he's on a collision course with Adesanya, and what he predicts will be one of the biggest fights in UFC history.
Okay. Till is an interesting story. I wasn't on board when he came in and he was on that run. They pushed him a certain way. He took the L's on the chin, regrouped, came back, and he's one of the few fighters that, not by what he's done in the cage, I mean, he beat Kelvin Gastelum, but that fight bored the hell out of me. It's not even about that. It's about how he kind of revamped himself as a person. It's a really weird situation. I like the guy a lot now. Maybe he was trying too hard to be this brash, I'm going to kick everyone's ass character, and it didn't work when he lost, and he kind of redirected his personality, and now I like Till. It's really strange. He's one of the unique situations where I could say that. Some fighters win me over from how they perform in the cage. It's how he performed outside of the cage. So I'm rooting for Till. I like his personality. He seems like a nice kid, and good luck to him this weekend. Jesse, what do you think about Darren Till? You know, he had those two tough losses, and then he bounces back with Kelvin. Do you think he's planted his feet in this new weight class?
There's no way to really know yet. I mean, that's not really an assessment I can make. Do you think he planted his feet?
Well, that's why I'm asking you.
I don't
I want
think
your expertise.
I think it's a little too soon to make that assessment.
Okay. All
but
right.
after his next fight and perhaps his next 2 fights, you could make an assessment like that.
Okay. Henry Solstice is in the chat room. Solstice Studios of Arizona. Thank you again. And look at that. Up top over there, Henry Solstice has taken control of our studio. So, Henry, you are wonderful. All right. All right, Jesse, here we go. We got 3 cards. You have 3 cards in you this weekend. Bellator, bare knuckle, UFC. You pumped up for some fights?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Are you pumped up for some fights? Come on. Are you pumped up for some fight? Come on, try it out, Jess.
I've done that.
Just trying to fire you up, man.
That's
trying
the
to
way to
fire
do it.
you up for some
Just
fights,
keep
man.
beating your head with your microphones.
I'm trying to fight. I'm trying to fire you up, man. We got some crazy fights this week. I'm trying to bring that JBH energy. Trying to bring that energy to the table right now.
I'm going to save my energy for the fights.
Okay, fair enough. Alrighty, here we go. What does derp mean, by the way? I see a Ruben says Moss derpin. I'm too old to know what derp means, so can you explain this to me?
All I've ever heard of is like that meme, like when you act like an idiot. And
Yeah, it's like derp.
It's like derp. You like.
But what does it mean?
So I guess that's what you're doing is you're like derp, like you're being a derp.
So you don't know what it means either.
That's all.
Right?
I just told you what I think it means.
Anyone in the chat knows what it means? Help me out, man. I'm not from that generation. But she's from that generation.
No, I'm not. I've only seen the meme like once or twice.
Is it a dork? Yeah, I've seen a derp. But I never knew what it was. I'm assuming, yeah, dork would be a good definition for it. Who came up with derp, right? Who's the guy that says, okay, we're going to start saying derp now? Mike H. don't know. Oh, here we go. Matt Stone's got it.
Used as a substitute for speech regarded as meaningless or stupid, or to comment on a foolish or stupid action.
Did you just fucking copy and paste that into the chat?
So what? He just answered your question.
Hold on, let me see this. But I appreciate the answer. I'm going to...
Fine. You got to stop and start again right now.
My God. Yeah, so we're on. This is we're streaming. It's weird. Yeah, we're good. Okay. We got derped. The stream got derped tonight. That's weird, man. It didn't even give us an alert or anything.
It's the new update.
I didn't update shit.
You said that you have the
No, I
the
went
new
backwards
update.
again. Yeah, I went backwards.
Oh.
It's weird. All right. So now we know what derp means. And we're back in action. That's good stuff. I feel like I got to do something here. I feel like I got to spunk this show up a little bit. Maybe let's just watch the birds.
Maybe you're overthinking everything.
Did you see those birds fly by? That was beautiful. I could watch them all day. Okay, let's move on. Let's see what the next story is over here. Oh, check this out, Jesse. Look at this. There we go. Now it works. Let's move to... Whoa, Holly. Jesus Christ. What the hell happened to her?
Holly Holm versus Irene Aldana. The main event has been called off. According to ESPN's Ariel Helwani, Aldana had to withdraw with Holm versus Aldana no longer on the card. The main event will be Derek Brunson versus Edmund Shabazian. Helwani added that the current plan is to reschedule Holm versus Aldana for October 5th. The 32-year-old Aldana, well, we already know this, but pretty much Aldana tested positive for COVID-19.
She tested positive for ugly, Jesse. That's what she tested positive for, Jesse.
Aldana.
Yep, that fight's off. And then you have Shabazian versus Brunson, which is going to be a 3-round fight. Shabazian, Ronda Rousey was talking to Dana White about it. And that's her boy, Shabazian. The guy's a beast, 22 years old.
Did you see during the interview, Ronda Rousey was like flipping her hair with Dana White?
What are you implying?
So it's a natural thing that a female does. If a female thinks that a male is attractive, not that she's into him, but if she thinks that he's either attractive or that he might be into her,
You thought Holly Holm was hitting on Dana? Dana White plowed her
not
already.
Holly Holm.
Ronda Rousey.
She'll like flip her hair or like just like brush her hair through every once in a while.
So you're saying Dana wants to come on Ronda?
When she was talking to Dana White, and it was like, cringe.
I just think, I don't know. Well, some people made speculation that Dana tapped that back in the day.
I don't know if he tapped that, but there's definitely, I mean, she definitely thinks either he's into her or she might be a little into him.
I totally didn't catch that.
Yeah.
She's a weirdo though. Like she's just
Yeah,
like,
she-
hi,
but-
all right, flippity floppity.
I have a feeling that she's kind of like that. Like she's kind of a flirt with a lot of men.
Yeah, I did not see flirting. I just saw her.
It's like a like girls will touch their hair. It's like a psychological thing.
It's so funny. I watched that interview and I saw zero flirting in that. But women, I guess, see things differently than guys. Like I was looking at it like she's just being a goofball. So weird. And yeah, she did. She fucked Brendan Schaub. You think she fucked Brendan and the boss, Dana White?
I don't think she tapped Dana White. I think
Why not?
It's just like she had to flirt her way in, you know?
If you talk to Dana White, would you be like, oh, Dana?
Wonderful.
Would you do that? Did Dana teabag her, according to myself?
It's just like a natural response when a girl feels flirtatious with a man.
You know, I told you that, and you didn't believe me. The whole flipping of the hair. Remember we had an argument about it? You're like, girls don't do that.
Yeah, but then I looked it up.
Now you're accusing all women of hitting on men.
No, I didn't say. When did I say all women? I said Ronda
flippity
Rousey.
hairs. Yeah. All right. So Ronda Rousey was
What
hitting
the
on him.
fuck?
I guess. I mean, so what does that have to do with anything else? Anything else?
I thought it was funny. I just pointed it out because it was funny.
All right. Well, listen. Ronda Rousey managing this Shabazian kid, and he's really good. Shabazian, 3 rounds versus Derek Brunson. I actually care about that more than I care about Holly versus the preacher's. She's not fighting herself. Aldana. I don't give a shit about Aldana versus Holm, to be honest. And Holly, I guess, is the bigger name. That's why they put her up top as the main event. But Shabazian versus Brunson, that's creamy. That's a super creamy fight. Some people don't even know who Shabazian is, and you better check yourself before you wreck yourself, because this guy Shabazian, he's nasty. A lot of finishes. Fights don't really go past the first round. And here he is over here. He doesn't look like anything, but he is. And if he wins this fight, this could catapult him up the list. He could be the youngest champion ever. He's fighting the number 8 Brunson. Do you think he gets past Derek?
Yeah. Yeah, I would argue he does.
Okay, you think he does?
Yeah, do you?
Derek, sometimes he's hit or miss. Sometimes he finds ways to win fights, and sometimes he just flat out sucks. He could wrestle. He's got pop in his hands. He's got a lot of tools to win a fight, but I feel Shabazian will be enough. He'll have enough in the tank. 22 years old. I think he'll get it done. And he can knock out Brunson. I do feel that's possible. But Derek might just try to make this thing a wrestle fest. Shabazian's good on the ground, too, though. So I think it's a good matchup. I really do. I like it a lot. This is a weird show tonight, right? This is
You
one
think
of our,
every show is
I don't know.
weird.
This is a weird one. I feel like I'm in a Twilight
Maybe
Zone.
stop overthinking it so much and just enjoy your
know.
time here.
I don't know. I feel like our chemistry's off tonight, Jesse.
What?
I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking things.
I think
it's possible.
you are. I think lately you have been overthinking.
Could it be because my transitions aren't working right now?
Maybe.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right. Let's move on to the next story, I guess. You say you don't want to talk about news and stuff, so I try to
When did
keep
I
the
say that?
conversation going. I don't know. Like the other night, you were telling me
Never said that. I have not said that lately.
you said it 2 nights ago.
When?
That you're like, maybe we shouldn't just read the news all the time. We were talking about revamping some things in the show. And you're like, maybe we shouldn't just do the news all the time.
Right.
So I'm trying
Off camera when we're talking about what we can do different.
Okay, yeah. So why is your eye blinking like that? What is that? What is...
That's me
Yeah.
saying maybe you should just slow down a little
All
bit,
right.
buddy.
All right. I don't even know. I'm trying to help, Jess. I'm trying to help out the situation. Clearly I'm not. All right. Let's
You're just overthinking it. Just
all right, let me
go
just
with
stare at
the
this picture
flow.
then. Let me just look at this picture. And yes, we're breaking up live right now on the
wouldn't
show.
you love that?
We are breaking up. It's over. Look at this picture. If you really want to get off, this is the picture to do it. This looks like a night of intimacy with John Jones.
I would get off on that picture.
She's fucking jacked. It's crazy.
Look at that vein through her neck.
Look at the vein. What about the neck? That's
what I just said.
it's tremendous vein.
Yeah.
She's got a
That's
freaking
like
thick neck.
manly. The vein through the neck is a manly thing.
I'm unsubscribing immediately. All right, what's the next story? Fat Gus?
So wait, what did you scrolled past?
I don't know. The pictures are too small. So if they're small, I just roll past them. Why are the pictures so tiny?
Right there. Okay, so the UFC News posted a tweet that said the big difference is I felt fresh. And this is a quote by Alexander Gustafsson. It's like a whole video, but you don't have to play it. But it basically, he's talking about him moving to heavyweight and his training and stuff like that, and how he felt during training camp. And he didn't seem like he had like any issues. It doesn't sound like, you know, he was very concerned about his training camp for heavyweight. So it looks like we're probably going to get a pretty decent fight at heavyweight coming up.
All right. I mean, I want to see what kind of Gus is going to show up at heavyweight. It's just bizarre. This whole situation's weird. He retires. He's like, oh, now I'm heavyweight. And now he's fighting Verdum. And Verdum came off a really weird performance. So I don't know what to expect in this thing. I'm interested. But this is just an appetizer. Just to keep me satisfied for the Till versus Whittaker fight, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. He looks bizarre. Like, let's see.
The big difference was
Huh? What? You start grunting. That was bizarre. Why'd you start grunting? What was that?
I'm fixing my fan.
Oh, you like? I was like, why are you grunting?
This guy, man.
I don't know, man.
How do we slow him down?
You're grunting. Slowing down. I'm doing a show. All right. How do we speed you up? So, all right. So, what do you think about this? Enough about what I think.
I just said.
What do you care?
I said it looks like we're gonna get a pretty good fight this weekend because he didn't seem to have too many concerns.
Oh, okay. All right.
Moss, can I hug you? Do you want a hug?
No, I don't want a hug.
Want a big ol' hug?
I don't know. Talk to me some more. Tell me some more about this fight.
What is happening?
Tell me more, please.
I feel like you're going crazy.
So I feel like I'm going crazy. I don't even know. I feel like I'm in a Twilight Zone tonight.
Nothing.
I don't know why. I just, like one of those.
But you've been feeling like this for the last couple nights. Like every time we do shows, you feel like you're in the Twilight Zone.
I don't know what's going on. I feel like the show is. Maybe it's because we have big ass mountains behind us. Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe because the studio's in the dining room.
Maybe because I'm doing the studio show from the dining room.
He's been acting so weird.
I just hate this. I gotta get back to the.
He thinks there's no chemistry. Chemistry's fine.
No, the chemistry sucks.
No, it's
This
fine.
fucking mountains suck.
I think you're just overthinking.
I don't know.
it.
You fucking twitch and start snorting. It's weird, man. I don't know what's going on.
Twitch?
You start going on benders.
What are you talking about?
Start doing blow. Every time I switch scenes, she's snorting coke from the table. I don't know what the hell's going on.
God, this
Thank God
guy.
Caleb's. Oh shit, we gotta call him.
Everyone drop the hearts for Mystic Moss.
Let's
in the
call up
chat.
Caleb, man. Fucking
Can we
A.
just give him a bunch of hearts?
Let's call up Caleb. We gotta call the guy up. We were late the last time, and now we're late again. Let's give him a call. Caleb, save us. The show is sinking. We need Caleb.
No, it's not.
Caleb, help us.
Good.
All right, here we go.
Where's he at?
The Lionheart. OBS. Okay, here we go. Mr. Lionheart, is that you?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, we hear you, but we do not see. Are we going to get a visual on the beautiful Lionheart or no?
Beautiful.
Hey, you don't have to. It doesn't matter. That's a nice picture, though. That's you and Artem Lobov.
Yeah, I was from the first bare knuckle. I don't know what's going on here.
That's all right. We could just talk. We could just chat. Caleb, how you been, man?
Man, it's been a week already. Last 2 days of cutting weight, but I've made weight, so I'm just waiting on weigh-ins tomorrow, so everything's good now.
So you're at weight right now as we speak.
Yeah, I'm sitting at about 165.6 right now.
165.6. That is good stuff. So I mean, what are you gonna do now? You're gonna just kind of just chill. You're gonna make sure you're gonna sleep, rest up. I mean, it's gotta be crazy.
I'm gonna sleep as long as possible until it's time to leave tomorrow.
Man, oh man. Now listen, I've noticed that bare knuckle has been really going crazy. They love you. They freaking love you. Your highlights are everywhere. You're on the Sports Center. You're all over the freaking place now. Now you have this fight coming up. You had that war with Jim Allers, and you got this guy, Elvin Leon Brito. What are you going to do to this man's face?
Well, I'm going to keep it kind of chill. Me and Elvin have actually become good friends over hanging out through the bare knuckle. But it's business, and I'm looking to shock the world just like I did with the Vestante knockout. Me and him both understood when we took this fight that no matter what, we're still going to be boys, but at the end of the night, one of us has got to get our hand raised, and I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure it's me, whether it's by decision or knockout.
Coming off of the Allers fight here, I mean, a war like that, something that people are going to be talking about for a long time. This chip on your shoulder, and I hear it in your voice too. I don't know if it's because you're hungry or if it's because you're looking to get back in that win column. What kind of Kaleb Harris do we have right now? Are you like externally like just focused, zoned in on the moment, or are we just talking about let's just make weight and we'll worry about the fight when it happens?
It's always been this way. The couple of days out from the fight, I'm focused on making weight. Once I've made weight, I'm more relaxed. In fact, if it was anybody other than you guys, I wouldn't be even doing a podcast right now. I've told several people that because of the Jim Allers fight, I was trying to do podcasts all the way up to the week of, and that was stressing me out. But other than that, I'm just ready to fight. I'm tired of sitting at the house. I'm tired of watching UFC fights and bullshit judges calling fights wrong, and I'm just ready to get into the ring and let the judges watch and not have to worry about working.
How many times have you watched that last fight back? Because some people said, hey, you might have won that fight. I mean, it was actually closer than people say. What do you think? Looking back at that fight, do you think that you overachieved, underachieved? Do you think you might have won that fight versus Allers?
No. I feel like me and Jim both had our game plans, and obviously that they were a lot similar. He ran the better game plan that night. I felt like I was coming back there at the end, but I felt like I was a little bit too slow on getting my bearings fighting a guy like Jim. I've always been the aggressor. I've always been able to put the pressure on the other guy, and unfortunately that night Jim managed to out-pressure me. I've gone back and watched that fight 100 times, and the game plan was there. It's just he ran it better that night. If I was to go back and me and him fight again, I would just have to focus on being a lot more technical and a lot faster and a lot quicker.
We are live with Kaleb the Lionheart Harris. He's fighting this Friday, Bare Knuckle FC. And honestly, I don't care about anything else but your fight. I'm really looking forward to this fight. Jesse, how pumped up are you about this thing?
I'm super pumped.
You hear that? She has an army of men screaming behind her, Kaleb.
That's what I do.
Yeah, we are incredibly pumped up, and we're very happy that you were able to come on. I know it's a tough time, so we're just going to ask a couple of questions and move on because I know you want to rest up. So it's in Mississippi now, so that's got to be good. I mean, you don't have to worry about like traveling and all this stuff. So are you just kind of resting up? What's the plan leading up to this thing? You're going to make weight and then you're just going to beat this guy's face, and you have a prediction?
I'm seeing it end in the third round. I don't know exactly how just yet, but I'm calling it in the third round. As far as it being in Mississippi, yeah, it's a lot easier. I enjoy traveling to fight. I enjoy getting to see the world. But when it's in Mississippi, I don't have to worry about trying to make weight while I'm on a plane or anything like that. I make weight the night before, like tonight. I wake up. It's my best friend and corner's wife's birthday tomorrow, so we're not leaving until the very last minute so he can spend time with her and his 1-year-old. And so I'll get up, drive down there to their place, and we'll leave from there, and he'll drive me to Oxford, and we'll weigh in, and then we'll go eat.
There you go. The Lionheart fighting this Friday, and there's a Bellator event that night as well, but no one cares about Bellator. We got Bare Knuckle. What could you say to the people that are saying, what should I watch? Bare Knuckle, Bellator. What should the people watch and why? How and why?
I suggest watching the Bare Knuckle fights, obviously, because I'm going to be on there. But, I'll probably be in the back watching the Bellator fights as the Bare Knuckle fights go on, so if you can, watch both. Just download the Bare Knuckle app and have it streaming while you're watching Bellator on TV.
There you go. So it's going to be on the Bare Knuckle app, you're saying. It's not going to be on Fight TV or anything else, correct?
From what I've understand, the Bare Knuckle app and YouTube is where it's going to be live streamed at.
Oh, okay.
Not the Fight TV app, and it's not pay-per-view like a lot of people have been thinking it was.
Oh, wow. So you can watch it on YouTube as well. So I'm assuming Bare Knuckle FC has a YouTube channel, and when we find out the information, we'll put it in our description. That's awesome. So they're doing this for free, Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
Who the hell wants to watch anything else? You have Bare Knuckle FC, which is the best. I mean, seriously, when it comes to combat sports, Bare Knuckle is on top when it comes to excitement. I mean, you got incredible finishes. You spoke about the judges before making all these shitty determinations of how these fights are going down. You guys make the determinations for yourself. You beat each other's faces and you get the job done. So that's why you watch this, right? Bare Knuckle's the way to go.
Right. I'm not gonna lie. The last couple of UFC fights have just, when they go to the judge's decision, I'm terrified for the fighters, because I mean, judges have made some of the calls that they've made.
Yeah, the judges have been absolutely, I mean, atrocious in some of these situations, and you know, you don't want to leave it in the hand of the judges, but I mean, when you got two evenly matched fights, what can you do? You know, you nullify each other, and you hope that they make the right call, the right decision. Bare Knuckle, you don't have to worry about that. Showing a picture of Kaleb Harris putting his knuckles through a man's face. Now, I am not this tough. I don't know how to do something like this, but I mean, that's got to be an incredible feeling to make your knuckles make a man's face look inside out.
How did his teeth feel on your knuckles?
Honestly, I don't remember feeling anything after that, and then that fight especially, I don't remember feeling anything, because as soon as I walked out of the ring and hugged my mama, I was tossing back shots. So
it's got to be an incredible feeling fighting for a company like Bare Knuckle FC, and in a card like this, I feel that this is something where you can really shine. I was looking at the rest of the card and some interesting fights, but you are right up top over here, and this could be the stage where you could really catapult yourself to be one of the big faces. I mean, you already are one of the big faces of Bare Knuckle, but you could rise to the top here with a win. Is there any added pressure in this fight? You know, a pandemic going on and all that stuff. Is there more pressure going into this thing?
Not really. In fact, I don't know if it was because of the gym fight, and I've essentially fought one of the toughest dudes in mine or any of the surrounding weight class divisions, but I've not stressed over this. I mean, I'm not meaning that to sound any disrespect towards Elvin. I mean, he's a game opponent, and I'm looking forward to a tough fight. But as far as the anxiety that I normally feel getting ready for a fight, cutting weight, the what-if questions popping in my head, they haven't been there. I know that I've fought the toughest that they've thrown at me. Bare Knuckle's thrown at me. I've told them, throw whoever you want at me. I'm either going to send them back on a stretcher or I'm going to put on a show. And so now that I've done that, I'm just ready to get my paycheck and fight. I'm ready to prove that I'm one of the faces of Bare Knuckle, and make them finally realize that that's just a fact.
Justin Jr. had a good question for you in the chat. He wanted to know if you've seen any footage or tapes of your opponent, and if you have, what do you do to prepare for this fight? Or if you're not watching any of his work, how are you going to prepare for it?
Yeah, I've seen lots of Elvin's video footage of his bare knuckle fights. I don't really pay much attention to his MMA, simply because that was too far back. And MMA is not exactly just like bare knuckle. Mm-hmm. He likes to move a lot. I'm gonna cut the corners out from under him and pin him down and go to work from there.
So, do you have any concerns with there being no crowd, being able to hear each other and hear the punches and stuff a lot more clearly, I guess you could say? And being able to hear the judges or the commentators on the outside, is that going to affect your performance, you think?
Well, I don't know if y'all have ever been to Mississippi, but you can have 5 Mississippi people in a room, and it's going to get loud. So there's limited seating, but there are spectators. I know I'll be able to hear my mama a lot clearer this go round, but I've actually thought about that and wondered what it would be like to fight. I personally enjoy watching the UFC fights with no crowds. So I'm sure you can hear your corner a lot easier. I think it would be fun to have a fight where it's just the fighters, you know? With the crowd being less and being able to hear things more, just means that they're going to get that much more excited when they hear my fist land.
So you're saying there is going to be some sort of spectators, but they're just going to be spread out in there? So what, like family and limited people that you guys are bringing?
Yeah, I think here in Mississippi right now, we're allowed to, in Oxford, they're allowed to have 25% capacity.
Okay. So there you go. And what are the precautions that they're doing? Are they doing like, a lot of testing with you guys, or you just social distancing, keep the masks on? How's the weigh-ins going down?
I have no idea. They have not informed us on any of that other than the fact that we had to get tested for the COVID-19 5 days out. I had to get my corners to get tested. Yeah, I feel you, Jesse.
How was the test, man?
Having that thing shoved up my nose was not fun.
Especially, and you got to go through this whole weight cut and everything like that. And now they're shoving something in your nose. It looks horrific, man. It's crazy. So they say 5 days out. So they're not worrying about like people quarantining or anything like that. They just want to know, hey, you're clear of this, and that's it. I mean, I noticed the UFC is going crazy with the testing, and they're telling people they got to stay in a certain spot for a certain amount of days. Or do you have to stay in a certain spot, or you just business as usual?
Not that I know of. Now, if I get there to weigh-ins and they suddenly tell me that we're not allowed to leave the hotel, then there may be issues as far as me refueling and hydrating. That's something that I feel that they should have already told us. But we're here in Mississippi. Mississippi is many times in the South has been the butt of a lot of jokes. I mean,
you guys
we don't necessarily follow rules very well, so.
Yeah, you guys like, fuck that virus, right? Corona, Shimona, we don't care about that thing. We're gonna shove the Q-tip in my nose and let's fight, right? You guys are badasses over there.
Pretty much. I mean, I'm over here going into stores with a mask on, like. So I thought it was funny. I had some of my students. I've recently become part owner of Primal Martial Arts with my best friend Dustin the Puma.
Congratulations.
And some of our students competed this past weekend at the AGF tournament here in Jackson. And the security guards are literally walking around telling spectators and stuff and competitors to keep your mask on until you get on the mats. And I'm like, I literally looked at them. I was like, dude, you do realize they're fixing to go roll around and sweat on top of each other, and you're fussing about a mask.
Yeah,
like,
makes no sense.
I don't really get this, but they told me either I had to put the mask on or I had to leave the building. So I put the mask on for all of, 5 minutes, and then at that point, the security just quit trying.
Yeah. Are you at the point right now? I mean, you're training, you're interacting with a lot of people. And I know this is a controversial subject, but I mean, the coronavirus, no one knows what's real and what's not with this thing. Are you at the point right now, it's like, listen, if I haven't got it at this point, I'm never going to get this thing. Or if I do get it, it's not going to be that serious. Or do you think this thing is serious?
I'm almost certain that I've had it. I'm almost certain that I have. I mean, I work in a mental health facility and I found this out just recently. We've got workers that have tested positive, but since they're not showing symptoms, our employers are refusing to send them home with pay.
Oh my God.
So I've been a little more hesitant. Thankfully, my job as far as where I work is getting on a bush hog, getting out in the field. I don't deal with people until it's time to clock out. As far as out in public, I'm pretty sure I've came in contact with it. I have friends and family that have had it, students that have had it, gotten cleared and came back to start training. Right now, I'm not visiting my grandparents as often as I should or would because of that. But I can't literally just go inside and sit down on the couch and not do anything. It's just not in me. And all these people freaking out about the numbers skyrocketing because they opened everything back up. Well, that's because everybody was sitting inside. If you let people back out, of course the virus is going to jump back up some. People just need to realize this is something that we're going to have to live with for a while. And we're just going to have to take the precautions that we can. If that means I got to wear a mask when I go to Walmart, then fine. But I'm not going to wear a mask while I'm driving in my car, and I'm not going to wear a mask when I go run. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, that's absolutely crazy. Kaleb Harris is live with us. He's fighting this Friday against Elvin Leon Brito at Bare Knuckle FC. It's on the Bare Knuckle app. and YouTube. We found out it's free. So go check that out. We'll be doing a live fight reaction to it. Now, how does it work? I mean, with no people in the crowd or limited people in the crowd, the bare knuckle, are they paying the same? Now, you don't have to tell us what you're making, but are they paying the fighters the same thing without having a crowd there, because they're not doing a pay-per-view, they're not having people in the stands, or is it lower?
I'm getting paid roughly not quite what I requested.
Mm.
And I was told the only reason that they weren't going to pay me what I asked was because they were taking a huge loss to get these fights going. We still managed to negotiate to a fair enough amount. I'm still getting paid enough that I'm happy, but it's not what I think I deserve. And after this fight, once this COVID stuff slows down, my next fight, I will be expecting a pretty decent pay raise.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. I think with the way that your fights have gone, especially as of late, there's no reason that you shouldn't get a pay raise.
I mean, seriously, the guy's all over every highlight reel.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Even the last fight, even with the loss, the guy, I mean, that fight was insanity. If you haven't seen Caleb's last fight against Jim Allers, I mean, that thing was fire from beginning to end. And you haven't disappointed us since we started watching. It's been a crazy ride. Where do you see yourself right now? I mean, like, now you're a veteran of bare knuckle. Is this a place that you want to stay? Is this where you want to stick your career out, or would you go back into mixed martial arts?
I get asked that question often, and my answer changes from day to day. Right now, bare knuckle is paying the bills, and I'm enjoying it. I went from being a nobody in the local MMA circuit to being known, having people message me from Israel and Germany and Canada and Australia and places all over saying how they can't wait to watch me fight again. I love bare knuckle. I love the sport. I love the people that are in it. It's still a young sport, so the promotion is still learning how to handle certain things. So I would love to grow up and be in this sport for a long time. And, you know, if that opens a doorway back up into MMA later on getting paid, great. If not, then bare knuckle's where it's at. But I'm happy right now, so that's all that matters.
I tell you, we love watching you fight in Bare Knuckle FC, and it's always a roller coaster ride, and we feel like one of our buddies is in there, so it's like we're cringing every time a punch is landed or thrown. We're like, oh, oh, oh! It's crazy to watch, man. So you said your mom's gonna be in attendance for this thing?
Yes, she was one of the first people that freaked out when she thought that she wasn't going to be allowed to come watch the fights. She has not missed a fight in 23 fights, and she said that. In her words, she's like, I'll be damned if this virus is going to keep me from watching you fight.
So that's where you get it from, your badass mom, huh?
Pretty much. She's definitely a fighter in her own way. But no, that was part of my negotiation, was that my parents will have 2 tickets. Regardless of how limited the seating may be, I don't care if the whole place sells out. My parents will always have tickets.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Great. They support you, and it's a great story, man. Kaleb Lionheart Harris. You can follow him where on Instagram, Jesse? Where?
At Lionheart2183.
Well, I noticed your social media is growing over there, so give him a follow. 2193. Yes, 2193.
Dang it!
I'm a 90s kid.
Dang it!
Kaleb Lionheart Harris.
Now, I have a quick question. Sean Hart was pointing out in the chat, he said that, and I did see this on your Instagram or on Facebook or something like that, where you said that your phone got hacked and someone was trying to pretend to be you or scam people or something like that. Did you ever get that figured out?
So, yeah, I'm still new to the whole having sponsors and having to keep in contact type deal. So I had a good friend from that works at Rev Gear call me or message me on Instagram. He's like, hey man, have you changed your number? I was like, yeah, my bad, bro. You know, that's why I messaged you on here. So I sent him my new number and he calls. He's like, well, man, I just want to tell you a funny story. He's like, I called your old number and this dude starts flipping out. Apparently he lives in Pearl, which is the same city I live in. And he's like, apparently he's asking, he's like, man, is this dude some kind of fighter or something? He's like, I keep getting phone calls about people and sponsors and trying to set up fights and stuff like that. And I said, I didn't think nothing else about it. I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll text that number in a couple of days and just have a laugh. Well, then I get a message night before last, or maybe it was last night, I can't remember. A buddy of mine he's a chiropractor and he's sponsored me before, messaged me and said, hey, bud, have you got a new number? I said, yeah. I said, my bad, man. I said, I hadn't been in a while. I said, I haven't been able to send it to you. He said, well, damn. He said, I almost got scammed. I said, what do you mean? He sent me a screenshot, and that's the one I posted, of whoever this dude has my old number, my old cell phone number, apparently was trying to scam some of my friends into sending them Cash App money to pay his phone bill.
Jesus Christ.
So I immediately sent the dude a text and was like, hey, dipshit, stop pretending to be me and leave my friends alone. And I never got a message back. So I don't know. I think it's pretty shitty to pretend to be somebody else and try to steal money from people.
Yeah.
It's just not cool. I hate thieves.
Well, you know what? I guess if you could take the good news out of the good side of things with this story is now you're famous, right? Like people are looking for you. Usually when stuff like this happens, that means you know that everyone knows who you are. So you're a celebrity now.
I guess so.
It comes with the territory, I guess. Well, listen, I'm glad you straightened that out, but that does suck, man. That's a shitty situation. Anyway, the Lionheart, Kaleb Harris, fighting this Friday. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful fight. He's saying he's stopping him in the third round. Jesse, what do you think?
I can't wait. I'm like stoked. I'm so excited. I did have one more question from Jeff Strongman in the chat. It's kind of off topic, but he says, is the reason that you're not showing your face is because you're currently dealing with all the meth behind the screen.
What? Is it true?
And then he wants to know if your meth is as good as Walter White's.
So around here, we call that Scott County Slim Fast, because it'll make a guy that's 300 pounds go down to about 120.
And anytime I need to lose weight.
Never done meth, so.
Oh, you never done it before? Well, yeah, don't knock it until you try it.
Oh, God.
Oh, man. Well, Kaleb, listen, we're going to let you get back to relaxing and stuff like that. Thank you for coming on. I know it's a busy time for you. Jesse, anything else from the chat that you've seen? Or
no, just I think everyone here is just going to, they want to wish you luck, and they're excited to see you fight this weekend.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to it. If you want to plug any sponsors, now's the time to do it.
Want to shout out to my two sponsors that have really helped me out this camp. Downrange Lifestyle, it's a veteran-owned company over across the pond in Europe. They live the life of living it to the fullest and always pushing your limits, same as I do every day. And then Mary Jane's House of Glass, best glass work you'll ever get done for those states that have the legal cannabis, and for those that don't, there's always the CBD. Some of the best gummies and chocolate that I've ever had that's helped me recover after fights and helped me to get good sleep getting ready for this fight. I just want to appreciate all of them. Mystic Roots, as always, has always been a big help, and with their pain relief cream. And to anybody else that maybe want to sponsor me in my next upcoming fight, just hit me up on Instagram.
There you go. Kaleb.
And thanks to the MMA-Holes.
Oh, you thanking us, Jesse?
No, I'm just kidding.
Jesus Christ.
Y'all already know I'm wearing y'all's shirt out to weigh in. So. In fact, that's what I'm doing. As soon as I get done, I'm going to dig through my closet to find my shirt.
There you go.
I had to toss it in there.
Poor guy's starving right now, and Jesse's just throwing zingers at him. Kaleb, thank you for coming on, man. Appreciate it, and good luck in your fight on Friday.
Y'all have a good one, guys.
All right. Kaleb Lionheart Harris jumping in on the MMA-Holes. Kind enough to come in. I mean, listen, he's got to be starving right now.
Yeah, he sounded like usually he's, more like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Jess, the guy's starving himself.
I felt bad. Like, we asked him to come on the show, and he's hungry and tired.
Kaleb's a nice guy. He's a really good guy, and not only is he a nice guy, he's a great fighter. He really is. The guy in bare knuckle it's like it was made for him. It is going to be some fireworks this Friday night. Kaleb versus Elvin Leon Brito, and it's free. We found out it's free. So that is wonderful, wonderful over there.
Wonderful, wonderful.
I am looking forward to that. You know what else is wonderful, wonderful, Jesse?
What?
We've got 100 likes coming at you on a Wednesday night. Yeah. Knuckle.
100 likes.
Watching fights.
Fist so tight. MMA-Holes. Bump the lights.
Bump, bump.
100 likes. Watching fights.
Fist so tight.
MMA-Holes. Bump the lights.
Bump, bump. 100 likes. Watching fights.
Fist so tight.
MMA-Holes.
Bump the lights.
Bump, bump.
100 likes. Watching fights.
Fist so tight.
MMA-Holes. Bump the lights.
Bump, bump. Yes, baby. 100 likes in full effect.
The dislikes can choke on a carrot.
Oh, choke away. Dislikes 227 watching and hanging. We just had Caleb Lionheart Harris on, and he is cutting weight for a big fight Friday night during a pandemic, minimum crowd. And what do you think, Jesse? I mean, bare knuckle with no crowd or a little crowd. Do you think it's going to be different to watch?
I think it's going to be like normal for us because we usually watch fights without audio anyways. It's going to be the same thing with like the UFC and stuff like that. So I think for us it's going to be okay, but I think for people who are watching with audio it might be a little odd. But then again, if they've been watching the UFC without a crowd, then I think they're going to, I think it's not going to bother them.
We've been seeing some really good fights in the UFC. And what's going on?
Ma.
Seeing some really good fights in the UFC. We got Bellator this Friday, and I'm curious to see what they do. A little worried about bare knuckle because it seems like it's like, hey, shove a Q-tip up your nose. There's no safety precautions, so I don't know. Hopefully everyone is safe during this event, and we see some good fights. And these guys putting out, think about it, during a pandemic, going through the weight cut training, and then putting yourself out there in front of a large audience to just beat someone's face in or get their face beaten, and it's crazy, man. It's a crazy world to be a fighter. So a lot of respect to these athletes.
Wonderful.
I feel so fortunate that I get to sit by your side and watch fights every weekend.
It is a beautiful thing. And I am fortunate to have you, Jesse. As we sit by the mountains.
Just because
it's not that funny. As we sit by the mountains and watch the sunset with the audience over here, I mean, look at that. I mean, it's the most beautiful show on YouTube. We have the best seat in the house. Look. By the way, did you see Khabib flies by the show? I don't know if you've noticed that.
Khabib flies by?
Yeah, he flies by. That's not Khabib. But Khabib does fly by.
Okay.
It's weird. Have Khabib fly by. And speaking of Khabib, he's in the news as well, right, Jess? I mean, I don't know. Did you get to that story?
Yeah, we already discussed that.
Okay, so let's not talk about that then.
Come on.
All right, so another Gustafsson story over here.
Same thing. Still about his heavyweight thing. He's unsure of his future at heavyweight. But he is here to stay, he says. So it looks like the next couple fights we see from Gustafsson are going to be heavyweight.
Okay. Let's see how he does. Unless he gets his face beaten into the mat by Verdum. And he's like, I retire again. And yes, I smashed my wife. All right. What else we got?
Jorge Masvidal holds nothing back in a candid interview about politics with Dan Libtard.
With Dan...
See what I did there?
Libtard.
No? All right. I thought that was pretty funny. Good pun. Politics. Dan Libtard.
Who is Dan Libtard? I don't even know who he is.
Dan Libtard. No.
Who is Dan Libtard?
I'll tell you. It was never Dan Libtard's intention to discuss politics, let alone in great length, with UFC star Jorge Masvidal, and yet that took place this week on an episode of South Beach Sessions podcast. So he's a podcaster, Moss.
He's a podcaster. Okay. Yeah, I have no clue who he is.
Who the fuck is that guy?
According to the ESPN radio host, there was a clamoring from listeners asking him to question Masvidal on his conservative views, including public support for Donald Trump, which Libtard said he was unaware of until recently. Libtard, a fellow Miami native of Cuban descent, has interviewed Masvidal on several occasions since last year when Gamebred established himself as a bona fide star with a breakout 2019. Libtard called this time awkward. He said, "This is not a conversation that I want to have, but for your edification, you should know that a lot of Cuban people in Miami think that the way Jorge Masvidal does politically. What you have happening in Miami right now is a weird thing where there is only one group with whom Donald Trump has improved his Q rating since 2016, and that is Cubans. I know many of you are weirded out when you see a Black Lives Matter protest in Miami and some Cubans are using the car to hit a protester or there's hostility around protests. Cubans think this way because Cuban history goes back to distrusting Democrats, distrusting the media. The history of Cuban exiles, such as Masvidal's father, fleeing after the Cuban Revolution in 1959 is well documented. Le Batard's reference dates back to President John F. Kennedy's administration in the early 1960s when tension between the U.S. and Cuba under Fidel Castro was at an all-time high. Because of this, Le Batard said he understands Masvidal even if he doesn't agree with him. This 45-minute conversation covers a wide spectrum and provides rare insight into Masvidal's beliefs outside of fighting. And it's long, and I'm not going to read all.
You know what's so funny? I don't even care what Masvidal thinks about politics. Does anyone care?
Here's the thing. It's because Masvidal was labeled racist because he supported Donald Trump. So now everybody's talking about it.
Well, but he was sucking off Colby Covington. That's why. And he just, the little Trump jizz got on his...
Yeah.
I don't know. Who cares?
But the reason that it hit so hard is because Le Batard is a former ESPN host.
Okay.
So a lot of people know who he is. They listen to his podcast, and it created a lot of attention. And Masvidal,
it's good for the UFC.
You don't usually see fighters speaking out on their political agenda too much, except for Covington because he does the whole MAGA thing. But more often than not, you don't see fighters speaking out on their political agenda. And the fact that Masvidal did this, everybody went in this weird thing because they're like, "You're Cuban. Why are you supporting Trump?" They started calling him racist. It was just
Matt
like a whole
Stone
thing.
says he's still a ESPN host.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I don't know.
So there you go.
Let me look at this guy. Let me see. Is he a liberal or?
No, I think he's conservative. I think, but I'm not entirely sure. I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Man, I live under a rock, man. I have no idea who this dude is. Let's see. This guy? Looks like fucking Artie Lang. Oh wait, isn't he the guy with his like uncle or some shit? Isn't he the guy who does a show? Yeah, this guy. I've seen this guy before. Right? He does a show with the old guy. So this is a political show?
No. It's not a political show. It just turned into politics because of Jorge Masvidal going on this tirade about hating the protests and stuff and
here's
supporting
his shirt
Donald
off.
Trump.
More importantly, there he is. Hello, ladies. Check that out. Feast your eyes on Le Batard shirtless. Who cares about this guy?
No, it's not about him. He was just the one who interviewed Masvidal when this whole thing happened.
So it went down this road and...
Yeah, he didn't expect it to turn into politics. He said he got weirded out by the situation, but there was no controlling it when it happened.
Got a pretty wife, though. How the hell? This goes to show you. See, I'm famous, and I got a pretty girlfriend, right? This guy is apparently famous. He got a pretty wife or girlfriend. That's what you got to do. You got to start a podcast, and then gremlin faces like us can get beautiful women.
Pretty sure that's not how it works.
Yeah, that's right. Right? It's not about personality or looks. It's about fame, Jesse. Women love fame. And clearly she does too. Because no way is she with him for his looks. You think she looks at him while
He's not a bad-looking dude.
What?
He's not a bad-looking dude.
He's not a bad-looking dude.
No.
You're not supposed to say that because then that makes me look... Because if you think he's good...
You're a better-looking
But if you think he's good-looking, and then you look at this guy, and then you look at me, it's like, oh my God.
No, but you're better-looking than him.
Oh, fuck. I'm in this guy's class.
It's like, Livia, that's such a woman thing to say. Now I can't say anything right.
Oh, man. God damn it. God, I'm on the same level as this guy.
Oh, my God.
This guy's not a bad-looking dude, apparently. All right. You like the fatties.
All right.
I think I'm going to get fat now. I'm going to let it out.
Can you not?
I'm going to let the fat out. I mean...
Maybe don't.
Man, oh, man. I know, right, Jeff? She just called me ugly.
You're acting like such a woman right now.
In front of all these people, she called me ugly. She likes chubby guys. I guess so, huh? You're a chubby chaser. You really think this guy's a good-looking dude?
I didn't say he was good-looking. I said he's not a bad-looking dude.
Oh, so you're saying he's not ugly?
Yeah, he's not ugly.
But then if he's not ugly, that means
I didn't say he was like the most handsome man in the world. I said he's not bad-looking.
Okay. I disagree. I think he's bad-looking.
Okay, that's your opinion.
If I was a girl, I would not have sex with this man. That's just my opinion. He's just not my type, Jess. I am crushed, Jean Paul. I am crushed. My soul has been crushed. See these sad eyes, Jesse?
He's saying that because he knows he's a good-looking dude, and he's trying. He's trying to pull the guilt trip. It doesn't work on me, Mons. Your manipulations don't work.
Who's better looking, him or Dana White?
You're
really thinking about that, huh? you think he's better looking than Dana White? I mean, this picture doesn't do Dana White any justice.
Yeah, pull up a side by side of them. Like maybe not this one.
Dana White's all TRT'd up.
Here we
though.
go.
Dana's a better looking guy than this guy.
Dana White does dress better though.
This guy's a fucking cheeseburger away from a heart attack.
Yeah, I'd have to say Dana White maybe.
Come on.
I dig the bald head.
Is it because I'm a sweaty wop and he's a sweaty guy too? Is
What?
that why? Because I'm a sweaty.
I'm confused now.
I'm
What?
a sweaty wop. So he's a
You?
sweaty wop too. You're into sweaty guys.
I said Dana White is better looking.
Oh. Okay.
Where are you going?
I'm here.
It's
I'm
like
right
you're
over
trying
here.
to set me up to say something wrong.
I'm just having fun. Jesus. You have to take it so serious. I'm just joking around. I'm making ugly guy jokes. All right. Anyway, that guy and Jorge. Is there anything else in that story?
Well, you didn't care about Masvidal's politics.
So what did he say? What's the politics?
He's
He likes
basically
Trump?
just catching heat because he was supporting Trump and against like.
Who's giving him the heat? The tards?
I guess.
What do they care?
He has a very conservative point of view, and I guess people didn't like that. They were calling him racist.
Oh my God! Who was calling him racist?
Like, I guess anybody, the viewers who are or the people who are listening to the podcast. I guess.
Oh man, my God, I hate people. I hate human beings. Human beings that take politics serious.
I take politics serious.
They should drive off a cliff. You should drive off a cliff, Jesse.
Thank you.
You shouldn't take it so
No,
seriously.
here's
Everyone's
the
allowed to have an
problem.
opinion.
Yeah, it's not that someone takes politics serious. It's okay to take it serious, but when you're trying to force your serious opinion on other people who disagree with you, then it's like, all right, you're allowed to have your opinion. Cool, I have my opinion. You have yours. Well, let's not like try and change each other's mindsets, because then you're just asking for an argument and a problem.
I would have for some reason thought that Jorge was a liberal, though. I would have thought that the only reason why I think he's a Trump guy is because of the whole chaos thing. You know, he was buddies with Colby, but he looks like a liberal to me. I don't know. He just reeks liberal, like hipster looking. You know, it's kind of weird that he's conservative. Threw me off.
It doesn't surprise me.
Okay.
He strikes me as a conservative type.
Why? No, he doesn't. He
He
doesn't
probably
look.
beats his women.
But he doesn't look conservative, though, right?
Get in the kitchen.
Conservative. I think when I think conservative, I think like Aryan race looking dudes.
They don't have to look a certain way to be conservative.
Or he needs a haircut. Like I feel like
What?
conservative people have haircuts. They don't have
That's
like
not true.
long hippie hair. You know.
He doesn't have hippie hair. He has like what's that guy who played Zorro?
Is there any conservatives in the chat that have long hair? Because I don't think I know any.
Antonio Banderas.
He's conservative.
No, it's the hair that he.
I guarantee Antonio Bendejo is a liberal. I guarantee he's a liberal. I put
Well,
money
he's a
on it.
Hollywood celebrity, so
Yeah.
probably all Hollywood celebrities are liberals.
And you got to think Jorge's he's was he Cuban? You said
Yeah,
he's
he's
a
Cuban.
You know, don't Spanish people hate Trump or some shit?
What?
Wonderful.
Oh
wonderful.
God, Moss, that's
Hold on, let's see if any long-haired conservatives
it's a
are
very
in the chat.
stereotypical thing to say.
I'm a stereotypical guy. I don't know what you want me to say. Henry Solstice, she has short hair. He has short hair. Let's see. I cut it. Oh, so he had long hair, but he cut it because you're a conservative. Conservatives have to cut their hair. It's like the Yankees. They don't let people with
God.
long hair and beards.
Please stop. You're sounding stupid.
I'm just making fun of politics. I think it's so dumb. I think politics are retarded.
Politics keep order in.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. By people going rah-rah with their politics, where does that
You're
get
talking
anybody?
You're talking about forcing opinion.
It's stupid.
Politics and forcing opinion are two different things.
Like, you know when you get into a political argument, like you're having Thanksgiving.
That's forcing opinion.
And you're arguing with a family member about politics, and then you realize that both of you don't make any difference on anything that happens. Like anything
Well,
that you're stressing about.
If you
means
vote,
nothing.
you make a difference.
Yeah, and half the people don't even vote, and then people that vote are saying, the polls are corrupted and this and that. Fuck that.
Well, they're
Khabib.
demanding voter IDs now.
Did you see Khabib? You missed
Oh
him
yes,
again,
I did
huh?
see him. Yeah, I saw.
All right, let's get to the next story.
All right. Gilbert Burns is very happy with a negative COVID-19 test, saying he cannot wait for the title. According to MMA Fighting, Gilbert Burns has passed his follow-up COVID-19 test. He tweeted on his Twitter account.
Wait, he tweeted on Twitter?
A picture of his COVID-19 test, and he said COVID-free, and then he circled the negative on the COVID.
D negative. What does that mean, D negative?
What?
You said D negative?
The negative.
Oh, I thought you said D negative.
I just noticed you. Oh no, I'm not gonna say it.
Let's see. COVID free. Negative. There it is. He is negative. He doesn't have AIDS. He doesn't have Asian AIDS. No, it's not. Wu flu. I don't know. I'm starting to not believe this COVID thing anymore, Jesse. I think it's fake.
Oh, stop it.
I think it's all fake. I think it's a scam. Just like politics. All scam.
Wonderful.
Well, I'm glad he's healthy, man. And him versus Usman's the fight. It seems like Dana White he's taking nothing but that fight. That's going to happen. And that should happen. And Jorge, fight Colby Covington. Have two conservatives go at it with each other and battle for like top conservative, I guess. That's the fight that's going to happen. Right? Burns, Usman, Covington, Masvidal. Let's not waste any more time. Let's do that, right? What do you think?
Right.
Yes.
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 Yes. Okay. Good. Now that we're all on board.
Fabricio Verdum says the pandemic affected an unsuccessful UFC return, saying training online doesn't work. According to MMA Junkie, the former UFC heavyweight champ made his return to the octagon at UFC 249 in May after serving a U.S. anti-doping agency suspension.
He's not a dope?
He's not on the dope.
Oh, I think
Verdum was out of the game for almost 2 years, then suffered a split decision loss to Alexei Olenek. In his return, many thought he didn't live up to his previous career performances. Verdum attributes his effort in part to the ongoing pandemic, citing the lack of sparring and training in the weeks leading up to the contest.
Wait, so they're not getting tested now. Verdum's fighting this weekend. Verdum's probably back on the sauce, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, let's get roided up Verdum again.
Verdum got a fairly quick turnaround as he's set to welcome Alexander Gustafsson to the heavyweight division on Saturday at UFC on ESPN 14, which takes place at Flash Forum in Yas Island and airs on ESPN. Verdum said for this camp he was able to get proper sparring and feels he had a complete training camp unlike his previous
You know what that
bout.
means, right? Complete means complete with the
Here's
roids.
what he said. He said, this time was very complete.
Yes.
I was able to do sparring, jiu-jitsu, the physical part.
Completed my ass cheek.
Which is very important, and the mental work as well. So I had a complete camp.
Ah, yes. Put the roids in him.
At 42 years old, Verdum acknowledges he's not a young man in the game. He's not focusing on retirement, though, but rather has his focus locked in on Gustafsson by saying, it's hard for us as fighters to talk about that and to realize when it's coming. So we're going to have to talk about that after July 25th when I sit down and think about it.
Yeah.
In other words, when he sits down and thinks about if he wants to continue taking the roids.
Yeah. He's only going to fight in Abu Dhabi where they're not testing. He's completed his camp. Watch Verdum come out fantastic. In fact, put all your money on Verdum because you're going to have fat Gus versus roided back up Verdum. Although he didn't have the roid body, but it clearly helped him in some way. Imagine he's shredded.
Doesn't it take time for the roid body to come out, though?
Yeah, you could be on something and not get jacked. You could just get the benefits of recovery, But Fabricio in his 40s, he's probably on the sauce.
Last but not least, Brunson versus Shabazian has been promoted to UFC on ESPN Plus 31 headliner after Holm versus Aldana was postponed. We did discuss this after I mentioned Holm versus Aldana was canceled. So we don't really have to discuss it again. I mean,
I like this kid.
Yeah.
I want to fuck him.
Gaylord.
That was a little weird.
I don't know. It's a weird show, so I just wanted to throw that out there. I just want to have sex with Shabazian. I want to have gay sex with Shabazian.
Right.
After he beats Brunson,
the first time was funny. Now it's getting a little
I want to eat his ass.
Okay.
Jesse, is it weird that I want to eat his ass?
A little bit, yeah.
Kind
of weirds me out a little bit.
Does that make me gay if I just want to eat his ass a little?
Gay for pay.
Why do I want to eat his ass? So Shabazian versus Brunson. Are you upset? It should be. I know they're training for a 3-round fight, but I still think all main events should be 5 rounds.
I could not agree more. I feel like no matter whether it's short notice or a fighter wasn't prepared or this or that, it has to be 5 round. Has to be.
Yeah. I agree. I concur.
You're just thinking about eating his ass.
I can't stop thinking about his ass right now. It's spread on my face. Imagine just jumping into this stream and one of the hosts is talking about eating this guy's ass. I kind of want to puke a little bit.
I know. I just imagine your face in his ass.
Yeah, it's kind of disgusting. You got to stop me before I go there.
Yeah, I tried.
You got to slow me down. Sometimes, what's going on here? You can't even see the rest of the card?
Nah,
they got all confused.
It's too early in the game.
So Derek Brunson, is he going to have the frosted tips? Why is everyone dyeing their hair blonde? Perry, Adesanya, Brunson had the frosted hair. What's going on?
It's that time of year, Moss. It's summertime.
It's
sunshine.
That time of year. It's just summertime. Just frost the tips.
Gaylord.
You frosted your tips.
Yeah, I did. And now look at me. I want to eat this guy's ass. I did frost my tips. Maybe I should frost. I gotta cut. My hair is so unruly right now.
I know.
You gotta cut this thing
Tomorrow.
and frost it. You want to frost it tomorrow?
We're not frosting it.
Want to frost me up?
I have peroxide. Oh, I have sun in. We could just spray some sun
frost it up.
and go sit in the sun for a day.
What do you guys think? Should I frost my tips?
We'll put some sun in his hair.
If you're gonna frost your tips, now's the time to do it because you don't have to go out in public really much, and you're always wearing a
it's not
mask.
gonna frost it. Sun in will lighten your hair.
I don't want sun in. I want to go full frost. No, I don't. But think about it. You could do something really dumb with your hair. Now's the time. Like if you wanted to shave your head, it would be fine because you can wear a mask everywhere. You go to the grocery store, you have a mask on. So if you want to do a dumb thing to your head, now's the time to do it. Like frost your tips like an idiot.
Can we frost your beard too?
You sure can. I gotta touch myself up, man. I got a touch of gray coming in over here.
You're gonna dye your beard?
I gotta dye it up, Jess. It's getting ridiculous.
You're gonna dye it? Why don't you just cut it?
How are my teeth still white? I've been drinking so much coffee lately. What's going on here? Look at those birds. It's a weird show. I don't know. But yeah, now's the time. If you're going to do something really stupid, now's the time to do it because you have a mask over your face. I was thinking about that the other day when we were in the store. I was like, no one knows who I am. I got this stupid dopey mask on my face. So I can just walk around and do whatever.
Honestly, I think if you frosted your tips at this point, it's going to look like you're going through a straight up midlife crisis.
I'm thinking of, listen, I'm already in the crisis. I'm dating a girl that's half my age.
Well, it'll make it confirmed.
I'm already in the crisis. I just need the Corvette and frosted tips and I'll be all set. But I'm thinking about like stealing shit now too, you know? Like I think I'm going to go to the store and just load up the pockets.
That's not funny.
You know? I got the mask on. No one's, how are they going to stop me?
That's not funny.
I'm just going to start, Jess,
Don't joke about
you're going
that.
to turn around and I'm going to go on a whole shelf, right in my fucking shopping cart. I got a mask on. There's nothing they can do.
That's not funny.
All right. Maybe I won't do that. Okay. So is that it? Is that all we got?
Yeah. And then we both just took a breath. Oh, God.
So you got Bandejas versus Sergio Pettis. It's actually a pretty good fight. This is on the Paramount Network. Bellator is going down. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do in Bellator. We should have contacted someone from Bellator and got him on. Like one of these no names.
Nah.
Right? Should have got someone
Let's
on.
get Picogram.
We should have got Pico on. This Bandejas, he's tough, man. Pettis got a real tough fight. It's a good one. It's actually a good main event. Pico coming back. I like that they have the racial diversity on this card, you know? You got every different color. I like that. We need more Asian flow on this thing, though. You got the Latinos, you got the whites, the blacks, you got everybody on this card. You got the frosted tips, you got the gays. You got everybody. See, Bellator is covering everything. I like that. You got to keep the life diverse. Enough of this. All right, what am I doing? I'm just losing my mind. It's Khabib.
You got to get out of your own head. Just enjoy the moment.
Should I get a belly button ring? Alex says I should get a belly button ring.
Drop the ones in the chat if you enjoyed the show tonight. I enjoyed the show tonight. Moss probably didn't.
Fun. I don't know.
Let me see the ones in the chat before we go. Jesus Christ.
By the way, we're close to 38,000 subscribers. How about that? I'm getting close to my next tattoo.
Look at all these ones, Moss.
How the hell am I going to get this tattoo, Jess? During a pandemic, a tattoo shop's open?
Wait. I can give you the tattoo. My tattoo set's at my parents' house.
Oh God, but it's gonna come out like shit.
Probably come out.
These are coming out great.
And then you'll have that one.
And they're gonna have one that looks like a 4-year-old.
You'll know which one Jesse did.
Should I have Jesse do the rest?
It'll be crooked.
All right, I'll tell you
sketched.
I'll tell you what.
It'll look like this. It'll his tattoo will look like this.
All right, so Fuqua Friday. This is what we should do. Like one of the punishments should be you should tattoo me.
I'm not tattooing you.
No, I don't care.
I haven't tattooed in years. I would fuck it up.
That's all right.
You're gonna look like
I'll have
shit.
you tattoo. I have empty spots. I don't give a fuck. I have
like
legs. I don't care.
It will look like shit.
That's
I'm
fine.
telling you right now.
Yeah, but I think it'd be fun. No, I think that we should have a tattoo stream because my legs are bare. So you can just practice on my legs.
Yeah, practice like sketching shit on your legs.
And then I'll grow hair over it. It's all right.
Yeah, it's not happening. I'm not tattooing you.
Man, oh man. Oh boy.
Midlife tattoo.
Oh yeah, I got the dragons at the wrong spot, right? Wow, we got some subscribers. How did they all sneak in? Shit. Jesse, what the hell happened?
I don't know.
I thought people were supposed to unsubscribe. All right, I got to change this. Yeah, the dragons are supposed to be loose. So is it? Oh my God, 38,000. The dragons fly. Could you believe this? What's going on here? We got a bunch of subscribers. When did we get all these subscribers?
Holy guacamole.
When did that happen?
We're almost at 38. Oh, my God.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh, my God.
I really thought everyone was unsubscribing from more content as of late, but look at that.
See, he's been all paranoid for no reason.
No, not really. I just don't care anymore. I just like having fun with you guys, to be honest. That's what it's
the way
about.
to do it, Moss. Just have fun.
All right, so let's just touch base on what we're going to be covering as the transitions aren't working. That's fine. Kaleb Harris, who was on the show, he's going to be fighting the Transformation. Bare Knuckle FC. He's going to throw down for our pleasure on Friday night. The same time, we have Bellator going down, so we're going to be covering both. It's going to be interesting. I don't know how the hell we're going to do that. Then on Saturday, we're going to be covering the UFC. Fantastical card. Let's go to the UFC. Yeah, the website's not working. What's going on? Clicking things. Nothing wants to work. What was with that face of Shogun? We got Till versus Whittaker. Let's look at the rest of this card. Hua versus Nogueira. I think Nogueira might retire. Both guys could retire after this fight. Who knows? Verdum's back on the sauce. They're not testing, so go for it. Gustafsson, Fatty. We got Esparza versus Rodriguez and Craig versus Antigolov. We got Alex Oliveira, the Cowboy, versus Peter Svoboda. It's a good main card. It's solid. I like it. It's a solid main card. I think it's creamy.
Solid.
You got prelims. And who's on the prelims, Jess?
Preliminaries, Francisco Trinaldo versus Hi Herbert. Get it?
Hi, Herbert.
I'm just kidding.
Was that a real or a fake
Imagine
laugh?
if I laugh like that. Okay. Nicholas Dalby versus Jesse Ronson. Tom Aspinall versus Jake.
You sound like Jackie the Joke Man.
I'm just thinking, like, what if we went to a family event and I just start laughing like that? Like someone says something.
It sounds like, didn't you say your sister laughs like that or something?
No, my sister goes,
Maybe it runs in the family. I don't know.
She's like, she's funny. Tom Espinal versus Jake Collier.
What is this? Nicholas Dalby versus Jesse Ronson.
Yeah.
How big is Jesse? What is up with this dude? Look at his head. Hold on. Let's take a look at this guy's head.
Like the size of a peanut.
And why is he standing like that?
It's just his it's
What
just
a
his
creep. This guy's creepy, man.
posture.
Posture?
He's got a Superman tattoo.
Yeah, he sure does look like Superman. Look at this guy. This guy's fighting. That's why you want to tune in. Oh, this guy's all sorts of messed up. This is like the new Damaged. What is up with this dude? Oh, man. The Body Snatcher. I'm sure we've seen him fight, right? Have we ever seen him fight before? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't remember this guy. I would like to think that I would remember this dude. Oh, my God. Look at this guy. He's 21-10-0. He's got a lot of wins. Why do I not remember this guy? Why am I having a... oh, he fought Kevin Lee. How long ago was that? 2014. Holy shit. What brings him back? For Trinaldo. This guy's been around for a while. Why don't I remember this guy? Does anyone remember this dude? 2014. Oh my God. Jesse, you remember this guy? I don't remember him.
If I remembered him, Moss, I would be telling you about it.
So I said no. All right, so he's fighting. He's got a bizarre picture. The Body Snatcher is back after a long layoff. I wonder what happened. Maybe he was just snatching too many bodies. No one remembers it. Yeah, where did this guy come from? I'm going to do some more research.
All right, so no one remembers him.
Hold on a second. I got to do some research here. I got to be a swole host. I should do research on the show. That would be professional, right?
Can I do a tramp stamp of Connor on you?
You sure can, Jess. You sure can.
Or can I just put McGregor on your shoulder blades?
That'd be great. That'd be grand. So here he is. He looks more normal here when he was younger. How old is he? He's 34 years old. So he beat Troy Lomson and BTC. Then he was in the PFL. He lost a couple of fights. So he has fought. So what did he get, cut from the UFC? Wait, hold on a second. No, he's never fought in the UFC. Who the hell is this guy? I don't even remember him from the PFL. So what the hell? That's saying he fought Kevin Lee? When was that? Oh, it's 2014. Hold on. Oh yeah, he was in the UFC. So he must have got cut. What's this guy's a bizarre story. Look at this, Jess. You got the UFC 2014. Then he went to Provincial, Dobby Warriors. What the? This guy's had some run. So he's been staying active this whole time, and somehow he found himself back in the UFC off a 2-fight losing streak.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Did he get busted for steroids? That's what Jeff says in the chat. Wow.
I don't think we've ever spent so much time looking at a fighter.
You know, Jesse's looking at it. By the way, it's so funny. Like, as I'm looking at this, I'm trying to figure this out. Jesse's like this. She's just staring at the wall. You're not fascinated by this dude? Well, we got to fucking call a fight with this guy.
So call a fight. Why are we spending like an hour?
We have nothing else to talk about, so let's talk.
Because it's the end of the show. You derp.
All right, you leave and let me talk to the people about this because we got to get to the bottom. Was it steroids? Was that the situation? You're the fight briefer. Can you fight brief this guy?
I don't fucking know who this guy is.
Well, he was in the UFC.
That's cool.
What kind of host are you? Wow, this guy had some career. So he's coming back. Imagine he like revamps himself.
He's my favorite guy I've never heard of.
Yeah, let's all root for this guy. I say let's all pull for him. Jesse Ronson. We got to get this guy on. I want to ask this guy, what's this guy's backstory? Jesse Ronson. We got to make this body snatcher an MMA hole, especially when he stands like this. All right, here we go. Good luck in the chat. It says Ronson fought in the UFC years ago and left because of injuries after a loss. So he left because of injuries, but if you look at his tapology, he's still been active. Let's see the break after the UFC. So he lost to Kevin Lee. It's kind of crazy with Kevin Lee. He's still real young and he's been around in the UFC forever. So he lost a split, and it was a split decision to Kevin Lee and Trinaldo. So it's not like this guy was getting run over. And then he leaves, and he apparently wasn't that injured. A couple of months later, he was with Provincial FC. Unless maybe the UFC couldn't clear him. He's like, all right, I'll fight here or they'll clear me. He rattles off 2 wins. And then he's over here. This guy stayed pretty active. What a weird story, huh? Imagine this guy becomes like a UFC champ. At 34 years old, he makes like a crazy run. Probably not, but guy's got a lot of fights under his belt. He's my new favorite fighter. How many ex-wives does Moss have? I have one. I have one ex-wife.
That we know of.
And the other ones, I buried the bodies, so you'll never know about them. All right, so I guess that's it, right? You have anything else you want to talk? I mean, I can keep talking to the people, but
I don't have anything else.
You have nothing else that's on your mind?
Yeah.
So how was your day?
Wonderful, wonderful, Moss. How was your day?
Wonderful, wonderful.
All right, let's see what's up in the chat. Mine was wonderful, wonderful. Let's see what you guys got to say, and we'll wind this thing down. I mean, Jessie wants to go. She wants to leave.
What? Don't you dare pin the... You're deflecting. Don't deflect. We talked about this. Your deflection intentions.
What are you talking about?
You're a deflector. Whenever you feel awkward, it's Jessie does this. Jessie wants to do
I'm saying because you're not talking to me, so.
So that doesn't mean I want to leave.
Oh, okay.
Don't deflect.
I just...
Work on yourself, Moss.
Now I want to leave.
Two Chronic says, all my exes are planted in Texas. My gate says, LOL. Sean Hart, stay safe and all. Shout out again to Roberto Hernandez. Silent Gamer says, glad Jess had a wonderful day. I hope you had a wonderful day. Manny C says, Jessie's tongue is green. A good snap is very important when being punched or when biting into a good hot dog or pickle.
Okay.
He doesn't want to be alone with Chris. Why is Jessie deflecting from us?
I don't know. A lot of deflecting's going on.
I have 0 ex-wives. I'm a happy man. All right. Well, sometimes you need to have an ex to be happy. Hope you have a wonderful day tomorrow, says Silent Gamer. He touched me, says Sean Hart.
He touched me.
Henry Sosa says, I'm not adverse to looking you up, kid. Wife's buried under cactus, says Nick C. Justin Jr. says, Henry Solstice, that is a matter of opinion. Ann H. Love you, Chris and Jesse. Love you, Ann H. You can live off pickles, says Dude Chronic. Ann H. says, Team JBH, let's go!
Wonderful.
All right. What a fantastic show. If you missed Kaleb Harris, we'll run it back. Check it out. He was cutting weight, and he has a big fight Friday night. We'll be covering all 3 events, Bare Knuckle, Bellator, and the UFC. JBH.
Mystic Moss.
I'm just trying to make those things move.
Oh, okay.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you? So the hi at the end. Hi. All right. Anyway. Let's get out of here.
Don't be an a-hole. Be an MMA hole.